Thank you very much, Ken Corla. And first of all, I want to thank Sinn Féin for bringing forward this very important motion. And I suppose the first thing I say, Minister, is that when I read the budget as well, I thought there would be more money in it for disabilities. And then when I saw your announcement on that evening, I thought, oh, there's something else in the budget that we've missed. But unfortunately, it's what it's at. And the current funding is an additional 64 million, which, as we all know, falls short of what you need in order to try and make an impact on improving the lives of people with disabilities. And I want to concentrate on two things, and the first one is on the transport issue for people with disabilities. In 2013, the motorised transport scheme and the mobility allowance scheme were both suspended. People who were on that scheme are still getting support, but people who are not on it are, after that date, are no longer on that scheme. And no other scheme has been introduced since. And we've had the Ombudsman's Office, Emily O'Reilly, initially producing a report and asking that something would be done. It was on foot of her report that both schemes were suspended. In 2021, Peter Tyndall produced the report Grounded, in which he said that the time was now to bring in a scheme to help people who need support with transport. That was in 2021 or 2023, and I don't know if there's a scheme in that budget for 64 million, and it might be something that you might clarify for us. And secondly, and I know it's not your department, but it is for people with disabilities, it's the primary medical cert. That has been shown to be unworkable, not fit for purpose, and has been still being used to create an expectation that people will get support for the adoption of their cars, when in fact very few people do. And we also know that the appeals board resigned because they felt that the scheme was unworkable, and we have failed to put an appeals board in place since that. So I think that speaks volumes for what's gone wrong with that. So, Minister, there is in rural areas where you have somebody with a disability who cannot drive a car, the mobility allowance scheme was to give them funding to get a taxi to go someplace or to do something that actually would break up the monotony of living or being imprisoned in their homes. And that is something that where we don't have public transport, regardless of what we say about what we're doing with public transport, we don't have it where we need it, which is at every house that there is a person with a disability. So I think we need to just, it's no more than the Section 39 workers. We all keep agreeing with it, we all keep talking about the platitudes that giving people hope and comfort and everything like that, and we still haven't done anything about it. And I must say about the Section 39 strike and that fiasco, the amount of people who have been on to me in the last 2 weeks concerned about their loved ones, what would happen with them today, and that it really went till 3 o'clock this morning before a decision was made to call off the strike. And I think that's playing Russian roulette with people who are the most vulnerable in our society, and it's not a nice way to be doing business. And I think the government have to own up to the fact that this should have been sorted out last week, so that people would know exactly what was going on. And it's not sorted out yet, and if it isn't sorted out, it will be a problem for the service providers, for the families of service users, and for service users themselves. The other thing I have to raise is in relation to the Children Disability Network. And I know you were in Tuam yesterday at the opening of the facilities we have down in Tuam. And somebody was started quoting the number of staff that was in the CD&T 7 in Tuam. And some of the staff shouted up, divide that by 2, because that's what really we have. And I was shocked that first of all somebody would say that this is what we have, and secondly that the staff themselves in the HSE would say call a halt to this, because all we're doing is creating false language around what we're delivering. And I can tell you the amount of parents that have rang me looking for services, looking for assessments, and are left in the lurch and have to wait 2.5 years for an assessment. I think it's high time that we actually decided that we're going to implement the UNCRPD or not. And let's stop giving people false hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Canney. Deputy Toby.